Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Schaefer, and this is a topic I would like to discuss tonight called oppositional defiant disorder. So, ideally, oppositional defiant disorder, it's not unusual for children, especially those in their terrible twos and early teens, to defy authority every now and then. This is the basic definition. They may express their defiance by arguing, disobeying, or talking back to their parents, teachers, or other adults. When this behavior lasts longer than 6 months and is excessive compared to what is usual for the child's age, it may mean that the child has a type of behavior disorder called oppositional defiant disorder. Oppositional defiant disorder, or ODD, is a condition in which a child displays an ongoing pattern of uncooperative, defiant, hostile, and annoying behavior toward people in authority. The child's behavior often disrupts the child's normal daily activities, including activities within the family and at school. Many children and teens with ODD also have other behavioral problems such as attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, learning disabilities, mood disorders such as depression, and anxiety disorders. Some children with ODD go on to develop a more serious behavior disorder called conduct disorder. And I found this on webmd.com. Next, some symptoms of ODD. Symptoms of ODD may include throwing repeated temper tantrums, excessively arguing with adults, actively refusing to comply with requests and rules, deliberately trying to annoy or upset others, or being easily annoyed by others, blaming others for your mistakes, having frequent outbursts of anger and resentment, being spiteful and seeking revenge, swearing or using obscene language, saying mean and hateful things when upset. In addition, many children with ODD are easily frustrated, moody, and have low self-esteem. Children with ODD may also abuse drugs and alcohol. Some causes. In regards to ODD, the exact causes are unknown, but it is believed that a combination of genetic, environmental, and biological factors may contribute to this condition. First, biological. Certain studies suggest that potential injuries or defects related to particular areas of the brain can lead to serious behavioral problems in children. ODD has been linked to irregular functioning of neurotransmitters or certain types of brain chemicals. In addition, many children and teens with ODD have other mental illnesses such as ADHD, depression, learning disorders, and anxiety disorders, which may contribute to their behavioral problems. Genetics. Many children and teens with ODD have close family members with mental illnesses, including anxiety disorders, mood disorders, and personality disorders. And lastly, environmental. Factors such as a dysfunctional family life, a family history of mental illnesses, and/or substance abuse, and lack of discipline by parents may contribute to the development of behavior disorders. Child's personal needs due to ODD. It is important for a child who may show potential early warning signs or symptoms of ODD to be evaluated with a thorough, comprehensive exam. This will allow a team of specialists to assess whether the child has ODD or other disorders such as ADHD, mood disorders, learning disabilities, or anxiety disorders. As research shows, it may be difficult to improve symptoms of ODD without treating the coexisting disorder. There are many viable options to help cater to a child's personal needs due to ODD, such as individual psychotherapy to help develop more anger management coping skills, parent management training programs to help parents and others manage child's behavior, and family psychotherapy to improve communication. Other resources include social skills, training to help ease frustration with peers, and cognitive problem-solving skills, training to help minimize negativity by implementing problem-solving techniques. Medications can be prescribed as well, which can help reduce some of the more serious symptoms and minimize symptoms of coexisting conditions, such as ADHD, mood disorders, or anxiety. Child's family life. A child with ODD can be very difficult for parents, and it further stresses the importance of support and understanding for the parents. There are certain techniques that parents can administer to help a child with ODD. It is important to give the child praise and positive reinforcement when they show cooperation or flexibility. Parents should always build on the positive behaviors. Walk away or take a break from a certain conflict with the child if things are progressively getting worse. Furthermore, show support if the child decides to take a timeout break on their own. Choose your battles wisely in relation to what you'd like your child to do, whether it be chores, homework, etc. If you have to send them into timeout for arguing, don't add additional time for misbehaving as well. Try to receive support and work with other adults, teachers, or coaches in regards to your child. Set aside time for yourself as a parent instead of exerting all your time and energy on the child with ODD. Parents should partake in exercise, relaxation, or other leisure activities in order to be better prepared to manage a child with ODD. Child with ODD in the classroom. Students with ODD may constantly challenge classroom rules set by the teacher. The child may refuse to do assignments or tasks, constantly fighting or arguing with fellow students or peers. Consequently, this type of behavior can cause significant impairment in both academic and social functioning. The constant testing of limits and arguing can create a stressful and distracting classroom environment. Child's classroom needs. A child with ODD may need to sit closer to the teacher in order to avoid disruption for other students. They may need breaks from classroom activities when they start feeling overwhelmed. Additional services such as a school counselor or psychologist may be required. More time may be necessary for students with ODD to complete certain tasks or assignments. Students with ODD may need to visit the school nurse to take medication for coexisting conditions such as ADHD. An individualized education program may be implemented as well. Students may feel upset if their peer is receiving special treatment or privilege throughout the course of the day. Other students may not understand why their classmate gets to take unannounced breaks or receive additional time for assignments. Classroom accommodations for child with ODD. Students with ODD tend to create power struggles. Try to avoid these verbal exchanges. State your position clearly and concisely. Choose your battles wisely. Establish clear classroom rules. Be clear about what is non-negotiable. Post a daily schedule so students know what to expect. Praise students when they respond positively. Avoid making comments or bringing up situations that may be a source of argument for them. Provide consistency, structure, and clear consequences for the child's behavior. Allow students to redo assignments to improve their score or final grade. Structure activities so the student with ODD is not always left out or is the last one picked. Minimize downtime and play transitions carefully. Students with ODD do best when kept busy. Discuss strategies that the students may use to calm themselves when they feel their anger intensifying. Do this when students are calm. Accommodations for future career. Make a list of specific instances where the adult displayed oppositional defiance. An adult with oppositional defiance needs solid examples of inappropriate behavior rather than a general observation that they can potentially dismiss. Scheduling a meeting with the individual could be beneficial to discuss the issue as adults. Be prepared for a negative reaction, but don't allow them to get you off the topic or to provoke you to lose your temper. Documentation of the events or actions that transpired could be helpful for both parties involved. This will allow for the employer to have concrete evidence to refer back to in case of another incident with the individual. Take charge of the situation and make it known that you are in the position of authority. Try to create a unified front as individuals with ODD will try to enable others to agree with their behavior in order to play people against each other. Lastly, transition services. Transition services aim to prepare a child for whatever he or she will go on to do after leaving the public school system. Educational instruction is a service that will be provided to the student to build the skills necessary to reach post-secondary goals. Instruction could include general or special education courses to meet academic requirements, advanced placement courses, career and technical education, or remedial services. Related services. These are the services needed for students to access integrated work, education, and living environments. They may include occupational and physical therapy, speech therapy, rehabilitative counseling services, travel training, and other professional supports. Community experience. These might include community resources operated as part of the student's school program, such as volunteering, residential tours, college tours, recreation, and leisure activities. And lastly, acquisitions of daily living skills. These are the crucial life skills for independent living, such as household chores, hygiene, grooming, shopping, and dressing.